take it. All right.
Okay, welcome to the Saginaw zoning meeting. First of all, when you're called to the podium, state your name and address. Each case will be called individually. Also, on this board, you have to have 4 positive votes. It's not just a majority. This specific board needs 4 votes. And anything that is questioned will have to go to court if we don't approve it, if you got a question or whatever. The city's zoning, you just need a majority. The city planning, you need a majority of the people there. So today you would need 4 positive votes for anything to pass. Okay? So we can get started with the first appeal, or roll call.
Roll call. Sproul.
Present.
Gale.
Present.
Elpap.
Present.
Nash.
Present.
Jones-Webb.
Present.
Ahmad.
Present.
Bush. The next item on the agenda is approval of the November 6th, 2013 minutes, which was the last time that you met.
So moved.
We have a motion, do we have support?
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Next item on the agenda is case number 140010, a request for a side yard variance at 3611 Fulton Street.
Reason why we're here, I'm the owner, my name is Loopy Roses, and I'm the owner of Extreme Tire Mechanics, 2604 East Genesee Street. And I purchased some property on Fulton Street, which is 3611 Fulton. And the reason why I'm asking for a 4.1 variance is I'm trying to expand my building a little bit because my business, I've been in business 5 years, and no one thought my business would be this good at this point. And I'm running out of space in my existing building right now, so I need a little more room to store some of my tires and stuff in. So I just need a little more storage area. So I'm trying to build a pole barn setting, but the problem is I only have so much room to build this pole barn.
Anything else?
I have my neighbor with me right now, the one that I'm gonna build next to, and I just brought him to talk a little bit about my business and what kind of neighbor am I.
Could you give him your name, please?
Yeah, your name and address.
Charles Sledge, 3615 Fulton Street. I've been living in that home for the past 15 years, seeing businesses come and go. And I have a business that moved next door to mine, which is Extreme Auto Shop, which I feel is a good business to have in any neighborhood. In the city of Saginaw, you see so many businesses coming and going. You don't see too many people trying to invest within the city. So with me being the only home on Fulton Street now, because 3 homes have been torn down, the only house standing, you have a person that's trying to expand his business. I'm for him trying to expand his business and grow a business in the city of Saginaw, like I've stated, because you have so many businesses that's coming and going within the city of Saginaw. So I've had people come out and ask me how did I feel about his business expanding over so close to a residential property, and I have no problem with that. I think it's a good thing for the neighborhood, ourselves, in the city of Saginaw to have a business that wants to invest within our city. You're welcome.
Any other comments from the audience at all? You have to come to the podium and state your name and address.
My name is Carlos Cantu. I own the Old Sullivan's Restaurant opposite corner. I've got close to an acre of land there with parking. I also own the old credit union across the street that has 2 lots for parking. My only concern with this now, it's a good thing that he's building on and getting bigger and his business is doing great, but where do you park all the cars? Right now, they're using both sides of Fulton Street when they park, and on the empty property across the street that owned by the church. It's great, you know, to businesses that can, here in Saginaw, can stay here and grow. But you got to park somewhere, especially the kind of business he has where it's customers coming in for tires and everything else. You just, if you've ever gone down there during business hours, it's cars parked everywhere. I thought he was going to use the lot that he bought for a parking lot so that he could park cars back in there, but it's going to be a business that's, I have no problem with it. I mean, he can expand and it's great, but what do you do with parking?
Yeah, but, this is for staff. Parking is legal on the street on Fulton, correct?
Yes.
Yes, so it's legal parking. It's
For
just
businesses?
Yeah, it's legal parking. Okay.
Can I have one thing, sir?
Yeah.
If I may add, once again, I've been in that neighborhood for 15 years, and I don't have a problem with me getting in and out of my driveway, having a residential area. The business that the gentleman just came before you owns, he owns a business around the corner somewhere on East Genesee.
Genesee.
And across the street there an old credit union. So he's entitled to come to the microphone and express his opinion. But what's going on around the corner from where we are, I don't think interferes with his business. He has enough problems of his own trying to run that club that he have around there, so he shouldn't have any interest in what's going on in the parking around there. If I don't have a problem, and I have 3 daughters that's coming in and out of the driveway there, and I have no problem with the parking or anything that's going on the corner of Fulton and Genesee Street. So there's no problem with the parking because the church on Weber Street allows him to utilize their field. So everybody in that area is working together to make sure that we have an effective neighborhood and effective businesses within that neighborhood, and nobody is coming to gripe about anything. But if you're going to come to the microphone and gripe, at least have the common
He has a
courtesy
right
to come to the
to-
neighbor. Yeah,
he
he
has
has every
a right
right to.
to
He has every
speak.
right to, and I also have the right to come back and restate what I feel, that there's no one complain about the parking on this street because I'm the only house that's there.
I think
Thank you.
And can I add something? The parking lot across the street belongs to the church around the corner on Weber Street, and they gave me permission to use that parking area as long as I cut their grass, maintain all the papers and everything, so I do that. So I just want to let that be known.
Well, you kind of landlocked it with the building going up. The only thing I was wondering is, how come you're not making like a security fence? You just have it wide open.
What? I
the
didn't
building.
understand, I'm sorry.
The aesthetics are beautiful, but like you, from here back, you need some kind of fencing.
Well, between the house and the, yeah, there's going to be a privacy fence going up.
Yeah, but on your side, here, this little piece here, it says 6 feet, doesn't it? Right here,
Can I come up there?
sure. This should be extended to there, because if it's not,
Okay.
you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, I understand. Yes, yeah, this just goes to his walk,
Yeah,
but
but it
then I
should
was
be,
told I couldn't, come to the sidewalk with the asphalt, so he just did the diagram, but
Yeah.
we're gonna make it all like a
this needs to
tree
be
line and
enclosed,
everything.
because you don't want anybody breaking in.
Going inside,
Right,
right. This
right.
fence, there's a fence that
And then you might
blocks
have
back.
tires in the side or something that are unsightly, you can't go over the fence, but,
Right. Well,
do
actually,
you
the
have
fire
a bin in
marshal,
the
fire
back?
marshal kind of keeps us down, limit on the
Okay,
tires.
all
So
right.
that's why we're trying to put them all inside.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just thought about that when I saw it.
Any other comments from the audience? If we hear none, we're going to go into closed session just with the zoning board when we talk about the project ourselves. Okay? Any other questions from the zoning board about this? Any discussion?
I got a question. The property 3611, you said that doesn't exist there anymore?
There was a house there, they knocked it down, and then it's just a little open field, and I bought it from the city land bank.
Okay, because the picture that I have is,
It's a 2011 photo.
Oh.
Well, the way they're
The
taking,
house is still there.
the way they're tearing down houses right now, you better have a new picture.
Yeah, because I mean, like you said, Charles Sledge is the only house there. They took like 3 of them out at the corner, so.
Think, what are they, you planning on tearing down almost 400 houses?
Altogether, 950.
Yeah, so like-
next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions from the board about this project? Do we have a motion from the board?
I make a motion to approve the side yard setback for case number 140010.
Second.
Okay. Any other discussion about this? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? The motion carried.
Thank you.
Now you get the real chair back.
The next case on the agenda is 140011, a request for a variance from the sign requirements for a sign in an R1 single-family residential district.
Good evening. My name is Rick Brown. I live in Saginaw. I've lived here about 40 years. And what we, basically what we've done, is we would like to get approval to maintain our, it's not really a sign, it's more of a mural on the side of our church. It's on the corner of Weber and Hancock, Zion Lutheran Church. And what we did to even start this thing is we went to the art department of Saginaw Valley College, and the art department students, for their project for this semester, have painted our mural, and it was basically a puzzle. So they painted it in pieces, and then we had to put it all together. But what this mural is on the side of our building, I don't know if you've got a picture of the mural or not. Yeah, that's the one. But it's a picture, you know, a circle with a cross, being because we are a Christian church, and the circle is basically signifies the love of Christ for everyone. And then there's 4 different sections of that. One is the Saginaw Boxing Club, which we've invited into our building to give the kids in the evening something to do, gets them off the street. And that's a pretty structured thing because they have to maintain certain marks to be able to stay with the project. So that's helping. You know, another part of it is shows a part of the children, which we are between our Vacation Bible School and our ice cream cart that we've got. We take that around the neighborhood and give ice cream to the kids because they don't get anything normally. And the rest of it is just kind of signature, you know, telling where we're at as a church and what mission that we're trying to do in the city of Saginaw. And that's pretty much, you know, what it is and where we're at with the thing. And, you know, naturally we'd like to keep it, but if we have to, you know, we'll pull it off, you know, which, like I told Mike, you know, we had to get this thing up so the kids could get credit for it. So we were kind of under a short stroke and this is why it's on the building now. So, thank you.
So the mural's already up, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes they say.
Well, it's kind of, you know.
That's my fault. I gave you permission.
Only way to go.
Yeah, sometimes they say it's easier to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission.
Well, you know, sometime it is, but we didn't want to go there, so we've been working pretty close with Mike to
When
do
we
his
talked
thing.
about it, and it was a matter of the students seeing it up, I said, go ahead and put it up, but if the zoning board tells you no, then it's gotta come down.
Was this considered signage or just decorative?
Well, that's something
what I
that was
thought.
not clear in the ordinance.
I'd say,
I'd say it's
I think it's
a mural.
it's
not a
basically,
sign.
It's a
Yeah.
painting.
Yeah.
And like I put in my notes, we do have some residential people in that area that have put murals on their garage doors, and nobody seems to complain about that. From the mailing that went out, I had several people call just to wonder what it was about, but only one person made a comment, and he made the comment that I'm an atheist, I don't care what the church does, but I think that that mural brightens my neighborhood.
The only problem I have with this is that we're gonna either say it's a sign or a mural. And then too, if you're giving him permission, if the next guy comes along and you don't give him permission to put it up prior to the meeting, then it's a conflict of, interest,
it's precedent.
yeah,
It's a precedence.
yeah.
But I think there's multiple murals around Saginaw, all over the place that are already there.
Well, if this had been a sign for a business or something like that, I would not have allowed it. It was just that it was a student project.
I'm just saying,
Right.
we don't
Now,
want to
for you-
run into that problem.
No, and for you
You
to
know.
approve it now, it's an individual case that you're looking at. It's not that you're opening it up.
And somebody might get out there and draw some nasty pictures of some girls who cheat mamas at club or something. And then they're not project for Saginaw Valley,
So in the eyes of the city, for staff, what is the problem with this? Since,
Well, okay, this property is located in an R1 district, even though the other end of the block is B1. In an R1 district, the maximum square footage for a sign is 4 square feet. And this one is more like about 250 square feet. I think in my memo, I put that it was 19 feet in diameter, and Rick corrected me, it's only 17. So that comes out to 226 square feet for the mural part, and approximately another 30 square feet for the signage.
but if you just covered the signage up and it just said nothing, would be considered a mural.
Right.
Or you have a large mural and 2 small signs.
Yes.
Right.
And the other point on this is a church is allowed in an R1 district with special approval. So that means if they had just brought the church in, went to the planning commission and said, we want to have a church here, we want to put this mural on the side of the building, the planning commission could approve that, because it's part of the special approval. So in this case, the church is already there, and so I brought it to the zoning board as a variance.
Without the mural, what's the square footage of the one, I say 2 signs?
About 30 square feet for both of those.
And it's legal?
No, that still would not
Okay, what's legal?
be 4 square feet.
A non-existent sign.
Right.
Yes, a sign that you couldn't see.
Right.
And if you look at almost, there's a lot of churches in the city that are
I got 2
in
of them on my
residential
office.
areas, and their signage is much more than the 4 square feet.
It's on the rear side of the church?
It's on the west
Sorry?
side.
It's on the west side, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on the
It's
west
on
side.
the west side, facing Mason.
But by the way,
Right.
that's not Weber Street, that's Mason.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mason and Hancock, how about that?
Right.
I was
Yeah,
really
the one
confused.
way.
Trying to figure out how Hancock was getting over to Weber Street. I understand.
I was trying to find it on my GPS when it worked.
So we gotta do 2 votes on this thing?
No, just one.
Okay.
Well, anybody got a motion?
Motion to
Support.
Motion to approve and
Support.
support. Any more discussion?
This is between an art project and a sign, so.
Right.
I think that we should personally approve what was the square footage on the 2 signs?
Approximately 30 square feet.
Approve the 30 square feet and say it's a very nice looking mural.
Well, That's
Which, and it's not a
That's one way
sign.
to do
It's
it.
not a sign.
No, it's actually a mural.
So would he have to amend his, what
He
he
has to amend his motion.
you have to amend your motion? to
You
what he
gotta
said.
amend your second.
Okay, I amend my motion to, what did you just say?
Approve the two small signs and congratulate him on a very good-looking mural.
Yeah, I
That's
support.
it.
All right.
Okay.
Any discussion on
And I
that?
think that would give us a little, going forward.
Yes, exactly.
That would give us a little,
Yeah.
All right, it's been moved and supported that we approve the request for variance. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's carried.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I like the wording on that, because that, otherwise you just open it 500%.
The next item on the agenda is election of a chairperson and vice chairperson. Every year at the first meeting of the year, you're supposed to elect a chair and
Right.
vice chair.
At our own meeting. No.
Yeah.
personally, how many meetings did we have last year, like 3?
I think there were 3 or 4.
I think
of
George
us.
got cheated and he should remain as chairperson.
I support that. He needs a little
I'm
bit
term
more.
limited.
He needs a
The
little
President of the
bit-
United States only gets 2 terms.
I think
Chairman of the
George- I
board.
think he has to go through a full cycle of another 3 or 4.
3 or 4 years.
No, 3 or 4.
Meetings. And vice
Well,
chair, I nominate Ernie.
Support.
Support, I agree.
You mean it's over?
Well, you've got to vote on it just to formalize
Well,
it.
there should be a motion to close nominations, if there have been any nominations.
There's been 2 nominations, you missed it. Is there a motion to close nominations?
I motion to close the nomination.
You can't because you're on there.
Right.
Because I'm what?
You're on the ballot.
You're on the ballot.
Nominee,
So
You
can't-
missed
Wow, I
it.
didn't, yeah, I missed that.
yeah.
Is there a motion to close nominations?
Sure. I'll make the motion to close the
Is there
nomination.
support?
Support.
Support.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So I think it should be unanimous of the 2 that were, I make a motion that it's unanimous of the 2 that were selected for chair and vice chair.
Second.
The railroad is in operation.
Do you have- All those in favor, is that good?
Aye.
So moved, okay. Voting's done.
I'll never be late again, I'll tell you that.
Still leave the chair.
You're vice chair.
The next item on the agenda is adjournment.
Okay.
You get a copy of this cheat sheet.
Yeah, we gotta get a copy of the cheat sheet.
Yeah, I'll get you one.
You gonna adjourn your meeting, George?
Sure, yeah,
After all the signatures, it's adjourned. Right, George?
absolutely.